Topic. We are here tonight, and this is your host, Habiba Yassin.
And Kesey Wilson.
And we are back tonight for another episode of Hot Topic. We hope that you guys are into it, and we're going to be talking about accountability today. Yes. And we're going to speak on, things when you say that you're going to do something, or if you're going to be a certain way, then you have to stay accountable to that. If you have children, if you have a job, if you have school, if you have bills, if you have any of those things, we're going to talk about it tonight on our show, and it's accountability.
Accountability. I just feel like people are not accountable, period. Like, in this day and age, people don't take responsibility for the things that they need to take responsibility for. They just want to blame every downfall and every situation that they get into on somebody else. They don't want to take the responsibility that they fucked up. And they should just feel like, just say that it's you. It's not the other person, it's you.
Right.
Even in the type of relationships, like even friendships, a lot of times your friendship might break up with somebody, or y'all go different ways, and people don't want to be honest. Just say we ain't clicking no more. Take the accountability for yourself. They always try to make the other person look bad or speak on the other person, and I don't mess with her because this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? If y'all don't mess with each other, just we ain't cool no more. You know what I mean? You don't have to go into and try to blame and then get everybody on your side. Like, it's the now I hate Kesey crew, because I ain't gonna lie, that's what people that ain't cool with me do. They link up together and form a team. Like, I give a fuck. It's weird.
They form a team against you.
Hell yeah, that shit funny as hell.
Oh my god. I think
we get her.
I just think really accountability is people just not taking action for their responsibilities, and in a lot of situations people just don't do what they're supposed to do, and when they do those things, they tend to gravitate towards you until you can't give them what they need anymore. And then once they've used you or taken everything that they can away from you that they wanted from you, then it's like, forget you. And I just don't think that that's a good way to lead people. I don't think that you should burn bridges like that. And I really think that, all those things really catch up to you in life. And that's why sometimes karma come back on you, and you be blessed, or you either manifest and create a great life. And when you're doing things that's not right, that's the thing. When you're going against the universe and you're doing things that's not right, I love to treat people the same way that I want to be treated, and I'm always gonna be nice to you. You can cuss me out. You done been around in situations where a female done cuss me out, talk bad to me, and I just let her talk, because at the end of the day,
I ain't with it.
I know you're not with it, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to let anyone pull me out of character or change my emotion on how I'm going to feel or how I'm going to react towards them. Now, I might, if you put your hands on me, if you come in my personal space, then that's a different story. Then you going down. But what I'm saying, in reality, you're not going to sue me. You're not going to do... People try to sue you, when they figure that they think that you got something a little bit more, they'll sue you.
I don't know,
What you mean, alright? I mean, for real,
certain situations, man, but I just feel like with the accountability, when we grew up, people word was bond. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could stand, like, people cherished their word. They wanted to stand on what, they spoke of what they stood for and everything. Like, your word will hold weight. You know what I'm saying? When you have different morals and values, and I feel like we came from a different era, and this era, people word is not, it means nothing. You know what I mean? Because of the fact that nobody's holding anybody accountable for their actions. Even people that's doing things that you know they damn well shouldn't be doing. Nobody's pulling a skirt. Nobody's saying, hey, nah, you shouldn't be doing that. That's fucked up. Even with the little younger dudes and even with violence, for case in point. Like, violence has gotten to the extreme to where we grew up, women and kids was exempt. Nowadays, they have shootouts, kids get shot, all types of stuff. Like, is nobody holding it. It's no bigger people. You know what I mean? It's not the OGs like, yo, sit down, little nigga, you doing too much. You know what I'm saying? People not doing that. When we grew up, it was more of a community. It was more of, you could go out there as a kid and fuck up in the streets, and your neighbor will whoop your ass before your mother whoop your ass. And then by the time you get home, your mother done whooped you, your aunts done whooped you. You know what I mean? It's just the fact that people just, they just blame everything on somebody else because they don't want to be accountable for what they did. You know what I'm saying? When I was raised of, you know what I mean, telling the truth, and if you did it, say you did it. You know what I mean? It's worse if you lie. That's just how I feel. You know what I mean? But now it's just people, they fall back on everybody else just handling it for them, so they don't even have to be responsible for themselves. Case in point, kids getting taken, family members coming in, helping and taking them. You know what I'm saying? And y'all don't want to see the kids in the system, so the family breaking their neck to get the kids. So why not still have kids? Like, it's just, people don't, they just don't have no morals and values. And that's what I think it is. That's why they can't be accountable for the things that, because they don't even realize the shit they doing is wrong. To them is right.
Well, I'm going to piggyback off of what you said when you said that parents or people should be able to whoop your kids. You know, back in the day, you could whoop somebody else's kids. You could correct someone else's child. But today's era, you can't correct someone's child. First of all, the child the child will cuss you out. And then they going to get their mama, and then you got to argue and fuss with the mom. Just listen, you know this is what's going on. You can argue and fuss with the mama and everybody because you try to get their child to do right. Because they feel like that you corrected their child, you not in that place to correct their child. And I just feel like this generation of people right now, they don't have, they try to be friends with their kids, and they also will come and defend their kids when their kids are absolutely out of line
and don't even know what the hell happened.
Not even trying to listen. Exactly. And they don't even care at all. They just ready to fight, argue, whatever. And it's just, I don't understand how they can just be like that.
That's one of the reasons why I never babysitted. Like, I'm not a fan of babysitting because, like, I don't like the way people raise their kids. I raised my kids in a certain way. So, like, I could never babysit other people's kids. I don't like unruly grown children. I like children to be children. And like you said, a lot of people don't want you chastising their kids. But if your kid ever stay the night at my house and they out of pocket, I'm whooping them. You come to me and you say something, I might whoop your ass too. I really don't care. Like, I'm old school. And I feel like those old school traditions saved us.
Right.
It saved us from being in jail and being dead.
And that's the difference between this generation and our generation, because, you know, a lot of our generation, they may be locked up because they were in the era of when crack came out, but a lot of our generation is still alive.
Right.
And this younger generation is just Generation X. They going out. Like, I don't know what's going on.
And like 14, 15.
14, 15, 16, 12 gang members. They representing colors and representing streets that don't even matter. It's going to be here when they're gone. Going to be here before they was here. The mamas don't own it. They don't own nothing on the street. Don't even probably know the address next door to the house that they live in, but they ready to represent and kill and die for a street
that you don't own, that
you don't got nothing to do with. I don't understand what's going on with everybody's moral standards, character. I mean, people really need to get it together.
It's just
a certain way. When you reach a certain age and a certain level, you have to act and present yourself a certain way. And I don't understand how even some young ladies that's my age, I'm 42 years old, and they are out here acting a hot mess. And
that's because some people don't grow up. I mean, you can't be a Toys R Us kid forever, whether you believe in the slogan or not.